flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it to the end zone, but it's incomplete. I thought the days of the fake extra point were numbered once they moved these kicks back to the 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point, I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive? Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Tyus Bowser able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Here's Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double-team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
To throw, Winston. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check it back. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Now Winston. Got a man. It's Brashad Perriman. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Winston. And just as you called it after the earlier sack, they set up the screen. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. Defensively, looks like they were thinking the same thing you were. You mentioned maybe being able to hit them with some screens, but they were ready.
Yeah, it's not just the guys who have the headsets on offense that do the thinking, right?
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, 40 yards, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go. You tighten up.
Gets around him. He'll have a first down past the 40. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
First play of the drive. Excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. This time, Jackson will throw it out to his left. Now he'll square up and throw, and that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. Going to throw again. It's caught by Mark Ingram, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Ready? Hey, come on.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. This is caught. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Jameis now on first down. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he's got some space here. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Brashad Perriman, 79 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Finding room at the 30. And he cuts it out to the sideline. Cut back to the left. And he's going to cut it to the middle. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys are able to regain the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1 play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1 play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, partner, let's put a bow on the Super Bowl for Kansas City. What a comeback win. Yet another come-from-behind victory for Patrick Mahomes and company. An absolute heartbreak for San Francisco.
Didn't Madden predict Kansas City would win the game?
Yes, 35-31, I believe they predicted.
I felt like most of the predictions I saw had the game in the 30s, so a little bit lower scoring than we expected, but a lot of fireworks down the stretch, all by Kansas City. But how about San Francisco? Had the lead in the ball, under 12 minutes to go, and held Kansas City to 10 points through 3 quarters. And somehow they're winging their way back to San Francisco, trying to understand how they lost that game.
Yeah, not only did Kansas City win it, but they end up winning it by 11 points. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from a yard out as the Ravens push further out in front. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result? 6 points.
Touchdown. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and it's 3rd down.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Winston. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Working out of the gun, Winston. He completes it to Evans. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And finally out of bounds just inside the 10. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Again, it's Winston. Complete to Jones. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. To throw again on 2nd down. Winston toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free.
This goes to the goal line. You got to be very careful with the offense calls rub routes. When I call a pick trying to screen you off from your coverage, does a nice job of avoiding that and helping force an incompletion.
Third and goal, Winston. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, as the first half is won. Guys are back within a single score. Gay is on for the point after. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And now he'll tuck it and run. And now off to the races down the right side. And at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now he's forced out left. Now he'll pull it down. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you've got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
48.
Looking to throw again on second down. Winston, and this is caught by Evans. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. Winston now to throw on first down. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11. Winston throwing complete to Mike Evans. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. A first down throw for Winston. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Chris Godwin, his second touchdown of the afternoon, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And we are all tied at 28. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
Well, that last run for a first down, it really should be the last straw for the defense. I don't care how many they've had in the box. They need to add more people.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And an alley to run. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Well, this game's ripe for the taking, and that run, I think it means he wants to take it.
Not only does he want to take it, he doesn't care what they're going to do on the defensive side of the ball. You can be prepared for him. He's coming at you anyway.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he pushes forward, but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from a yard out as his guys have now moved out in front. And that rushing touchdown, his fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Here we go.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Back now in Baltimore. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the fourth quarter. Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston. Left side here. That's complete to Godwin. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Easy to tell who they're targeting on this drive. He caught the first 2 passes, but then this time unable to hook up.
But I don't think that stops them from continuing to go back to him, do you?
No.
I mean, they've got a plan. They're trying to execute it.
And after that 2nd catch, I saw him in the huddle. He said, hey, let's go back one more time. Didn't work there. To throw again on 2nd down. Winston. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He's got Evans. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first. On 1st and 10, Winston. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
On 2nd down, Winston again. It's caught. It's Miller. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
45, 45, 45, Mike, 45. Yeah, that's what I do. 45 to Mike, 45 to Mike. Don't let him breathe.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle.
45. Mike, 45.
A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
He's forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move, and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
1 yard brings up second and 9.
And an alley to run. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, tried to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So that'll just about do it for Charles. More. Well, the NFL on EA Sports has moved across the Atlantic to the capital city of London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway here in London. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. And got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 33 yards that time. Well, how about a deep ball on the first play from scrimmage, putting that secondary on notice?
Brandon, all I remember when I was a player is that we always took a test the night before the game about teams' tendencies and what they plan to do. I'm not sure we think deep ball right out of the gate and putting us back on our heels.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Mayfield now. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 24-yard line. Chubb on first down, not going to go anywhere as he'll lose 3 on that one. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Mark 56. Mark 56. You ain't going no.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
56.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Now Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the grab. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes, flush to his right. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. A good pickup there at 22.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. And they're going deep for Hill. This is caught. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyree kill. 42 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Browns' drive about to get started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
Well, it certainly appears that in this game, someone has decided they're going to open up their playbook. First quarter, and we see that play. I like their style. In my humble estimation, terrific work there defensively. Running back's trying to get wide, get to the sideline, and they beat him to the spot, forced him out of bounds, pretty close to the line of scrimmage.
Now, remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on 4th. They're going to try a second time.
With the score, Chiefs 7, Browns 0.
180.
They're indeed going. It's Mayfield. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Past the 20. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big play that time for Cleveland. 52 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. A 5-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half.
And Brad, I think we have to look back at the big call to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, that set up everything in the end result, the short touchdown run. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think every coach would have gone for it back there.
You and I both know every coach would not have gone for it back there. So that showed a little bit of faith, actually showing a lot of faith in his team, and it was rewarded.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Escaping the pressure right. They'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave them with 2nd and a yard. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. On the corner blitz that time, the sack goes to Denzel Ward. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Switch it, kid. You gotta go right here. You gotta play big.
They do go for it. It's Mahomes, eluding the pressure right. And going deep for Hill. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Odell Beckham Jr. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Dancing to his left. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. With that incompletion, a chance to mention the awards. Now with the season over, Lamar Jackson, as we speculated, he's the MVP, Coach of the Year. John Harbaugh, Lamar's coach. Michael Thomas, Stephon Gilmore, Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year, Offensive and Defensive Rookies of the Year. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 78 yards. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. That's a tough combination to defend. You know, Patrick Mahomes has the big arm, and he's got the elusiveness and the speed. So even though you force him from the pocket, he's still dangerous.
Bad idea, in my opinion, to force him from the pocket. Do everything possible to hem him in and make him make the throws from right there in the center of it. And look, we know he's got the big arm. You just noted that. But when he gets outside, it puts so much stress on your defense, trying to locate where receivers are, make sure you're covering them, and he can throw the ball the length of the field, so you just tell a receiver, just keep going. He'll find it, and he did there.
The Browns drive about to get started. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We'll see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. When it's played well and is skillful, I'm with it. And right now, this is exciting.
Oh, the defender likes it. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Room past the 20. And all the way up to the 31-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw it this time. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Let's get to some Hall of Fame talk while we have a second, because last week we mentioned the 15 guys that we knew were going into the Hall. 5 added: Isaac Bruce, Steve Hutchinson, Edgerrin James, Steve Atwater, and Troy Polamalu. You think about it, CD. For Polamalu, it was his first year of eligibility. People knew he would go in. Atwater was his 16th year. He had to wait a long time.
He certainly did, and I often wonder about the psychology of it all, because when you're young in your career, meaning young retired, right, these things mean something to you, but I don't know if they hit with the same impact as it will for Steve Atwater. 16th year. Now, I think Steve would like somewhere to be a happy medium. Maybe the 8th year would have been a lot better. But the bottom line is, the older you get, boy, imagine the emotions running through there, the validation, probably haven't had the applause in a long time. That's going to come back to you now. Troy Polamalu, he essentially stepped off the field and into the Hall of Fame, but it doesn't matter. Bottom line is getting there. Congratulations to all.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Finding room inside the 40. Odell Beckham Jr. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are able to regain the lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach? As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because...
That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 65 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. On 2nd and 7, Mahomes buying time to his left. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joe Schobert, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash, this from 46. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll bring them back within 4. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
I got you.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Welcome back now here in London. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
56 to Mike. 56 to Mike.
And an alley to run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, 36 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
He's crazy.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
That's going to be caught. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill. 63 yards as his guys are back within a single score. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Browns drive about to get started. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And some room to maneuver. Jarvis Landry, the 20, 10, 5, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry, 71 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he's got it. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Mahomes now to throw. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Mahomes now on first down. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. To protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Now the gadget play here on 4th down winds up backfiring. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. They complete it to Hill. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And that'll make it 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Demarius Randall that time there to knock it free. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now here's Mahomes going for it all. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Greedy Williams picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everybody. The NFL on EA Sports is in the Steel City at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. The NFL on EA Sports is in the Steel City at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Buffalo Bills. Now about set to get this one started, and we are underway from Heinz Field. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Matt! Alert, alert! Black 80! Here we go, D. Tight dog, tight.
First carry for James Conner. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 23-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. That's thrown to Smith-Schuster out wide. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game. Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. Throwing again on second down. Roethlisberger. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Black 20.
First down at the 45-yard line.
Play fake to Conner. Now Roethlisberger. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game?
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now Roethlisberger. And that is going to be incomplete. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, able to break that one up. And that could be a major momentum swing here early.
Because the defense stopped them. How great is that? They go for it on the first drive of the game. They're the ones trying to establish something, trying to assert a little dominance. And guess what? You turn it back on them and give the ball to your own offense. I agree with you. It could change momentum in a big way.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Joe Hayden there to bring him down.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
We're scoreless after 1. The Bills with the football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. From the 41, Allen, it's complete. It's Gore. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a 3rd down. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. Flush to his right. He's got Gore. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. They do go for it. Here's Allen. And that's caught by Beasley. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. And an alley to run. 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Robert Foster, 48 yards, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
As more and more up-tempo football creeps into the NFL game, some coaches don't think time of possession matters anymore. I believe we found one of them.
Stephen Hauschka for the point after. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger, and that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
50. Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Here we go on 4th down with Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Roethlisberger now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Samuels. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
But I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis in his first half of action. He's going to launch it for Washington, and that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. They'll indeed go for it with Roethlisberger. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the 1st. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And look at this, it's a fake. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Looking deep downfield. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. James Washington was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Alert, alert! Hey, Alpha! Here we go.
Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Now this time, Allen will throw. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down.
Well, you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards. They're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. This doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. On 1st and 10 is Counter. Jerry Hughes on the stop. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
So they'll say no to the 50-yard field goal try. Instead, the offense out there, they're going for it. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there. Well, that's the 4th time that they've tried to go for it on 4th down. They've only converted once, Charles.
And obviously not a good percentage. And if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you think that you've got the right play dialed up. You can't be stopped. Your momentum's going to keep going. But 1 for 4, that tells you that you need to look at things in a different way, and you need to tip your cap to the defense. They've done a great job.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And he needed to get to the midfield stripe, but he can't do it. He's about a yard short. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll go with a big back, Yeldon. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And an alley to run. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. John Brown, 49 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Jordan Phillips in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, check. 3 down.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down. The Bills on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now this time he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this up. Now Brown, he lost the football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Javon Hargrave able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So they're going for it, and here's Allen. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The official officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead at this stage in the game, that punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check will still cash, right? It is your choice not to use me in this situation. But I also...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys are back within a single score. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. The pickup, first down.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
And an alley to run. John Brown. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way home for a Bills touchdown. John Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Bills will add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Hauschka adds the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw. He's got a man. Complete. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 41 yards. Here's Roethlisberger. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Johnson was the intended receiver. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And all the way down to the 35. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance